Off. I think we're going.
I had to run out for an hour and a half today, and you'd have thought I'd been gone all day.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, you talk about being backed up. Greg, can you host the show for me today?
We'll
ask me questions. I got a lot to tell you. I mean, somebody should do that for me once in a while. Hey, guys, welcome in. Armed American Radio's Daily Defense begins right now. Lee the Gunwriter Williams is going to be with us in just a second. There's a lot going on. A lot going on. You're going to see some changes in the show. A lot going on. There's not enough time in a day anymore, and that's a good thing because
sometimes,
we love doing this. This isn't work to me. I love talking about what we talk about. Guys, I want to tell you, I've got a video coming up on YouTube that you're going to absolutely love, and it's going to be something that you're going to be able to checkmate anybody that tries to debate you about the right of the people to keep and bear arms, and you're going to love it. And a lot of time and effort has gone into that, and we'll have that up for you. Likely either late this evening or sometime midday tomorrow when it's optimized for maximum SEO and algorithm and all that. But if you have not yet subscribed to us at YouTube, please do at Armed American Radio. We're growing over there at a great clip, and we need you to continue to do that. We appreciate your support so much. CZ Studios fired up. Patriot mobile mic is on fire. Got the car hat on today. That's because I grabbed the wrong hat. It's one of those days, Greg. So I figured, you know what? And I need a new CZ hat as well, too. So, Greg, I'll let you tell everybody where they can go. We are live streaming today, and do all that and get in on the chat. And we'll just take it away and go right to Lee the Gunwriter Williams, who I hope has a lot of content for me today because I want him to host and ask me questions. I want to be the guest today. I see him smiling there in the background. Go for it.
All right, sure. Places to watch the show are YouTube. Just do a search for Armed American Radio with Mark Walters. You can also watch us on X at AARMark. You can always head over to armedamericanradio.org or .com. You can hit that menu icon and select your watch live or listen live options. And if you'd like to join our live chat, just download Telegram, create your profile, and search for Armed American Radio Conversations.
Yeah, there you go. Lee the Gunwriter Williams, welcome in. Let's bring you up on stage, brother. How you doing, my friend?
It's good, man. It's good to be here. Good to see you. Missed you.
It is good to see you. I like we can do that. I like we can see you on the radio. Let's get your name up on screen because I know we have a lot of new listeners around the country and people that watch and catch us later by the thousands, and that's kind of cool to see. Lee, I'm going to start with you on the Tate deal because Congress is now involved. But, Greg, I didn't tell you this, but, we've watched this develop with you, and you and I have been covering this in many cases, breaking some of these stories here on Armed American Radio on the Tate Adamiak case. We've got Congress involved now, and that's a beautiful thing. Would you educate listeners as to what's happening, please?
Yeah, 6 Congress people. You got Congresswoman Jen Kiggins along with Eli Crane, former SEAL, combat veteran. It was his deal. Eric Burleson, Paul Gosar, Rob Bresnahan, and Daniel Webster. That's 6 lawmakers. Sent a letter to the AAG, Attorney General Todd Blanche, and the U.S. Department of Justice pardon attorney, Edward Martin, asking that Tate be freed from his 20-year prison sentence. They also sent a copy of the letter to the ATF Director Robert Cekada. It was definitely Eli Crane's idea. You saw he recently questioned Cekada during one of his congressional things that they had. I got to read you what they said. There, as a member of Congress, respectfully request that you work with President Donald Trump to give fair consideration to a commutation request for Tate. We believe that certain inconsistencies in the regulatory framework applied in his case, as well as the broader enforcement environment at that time, remember this happened during Biden,
right,
warrant careful review and consideration for executive clemency, they wrote. Then they said that his prosecution occurred under the Biden administration when the Bureau of ATF implemented a series of expanded and draconian regulatory approaches to firearms regulation. These shifts occurred at a time when legislative changes could not be secured through Congress, resulting in an administrative posture that was both unusually aggressive and rapidly changing. Under Trump's leadership, of course, all that went away. But in the meantime, Tate's got a 20-year sentence.
Not for much longer. I don't say that lightly, Lee. I know his family listens, and I'm just giving you my gut feeling There is momentum here. I think the train has left the station. I don't think there's any stopping it at this point. I mean, let's go back and look at what the Second Amendment, what this administration has been doing for our gun rights since the inauguration. And when you consider that we're in historic territory, Lee, just bringing this to you off the cuff, I'm just giving this to you right off my head, okay? There's that sense, and I've had this sense for several months now. We've discussed it here on these airwaves. I don't see this train slowing down and see this thing pulling back to the station. I don't see that happening. It's left. It's gone. It's rolling. It's heading to the tunnel, and it is going to come out the other end of that mountain, and this kid's going to get out. It's just a gut feeling I have. I hope to God I'm right about that, and I don't want anybody else to get their hopes up, but I can only tell you what I'm feeling in my gut right now, and I have learned over the years to trust my gut. And ladies and gentlemen, that's just good advice. It's good advice in your personal life, relationships, businesses. You learn to trust your gut instinct. It is right 95% of the time, Lee. Sometimes we try to ignore it, but I don't see that happening here.
Yeah. No, I don't either. I mean, and Crane pointed it out directly. He said even the Navy knew that something was going on because they allowed Tate, as he pointed out in his letter, to get an honorable discharge while he was behind bars. An extremely unusual practice. So I think guys like Crane spent some good time in the Navy.
Yeah.
They know. The Navy knew that this was a bunch of crap, Mark.
Yeah, and something else here, too. Cekada knows it's a bunch of crap, and he's the head of the ATF. I've spoken to Attorney General Todd Blanche. Everything that man told me, on air and off, is happening. And let's tell right now, he was nominated officially to be the AG. He's it. He's the top dog.
Yeah, he's going to be it.
This kid now has the ear of the President of the United States through cabinet members and Congress people and the ATF. This is very powerful stuff, ladies and gentlemen. I do not see this pulling back. Greg, go ahead, please.
I'm sorry. Wasn't there a scheduled rehearing like last week?
The 25th coming up, please?
No. 25th.
25th.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought it was the 5th.
The word I got from Tate and his family yesterday is they're moving him already for the 25th hearing. So he's going to leave his prison cell, and he'll be en route to God knows where. It's like the prison is like 3 miles from the courtroom, or I'm sorry, 3 hours from the courtroom. But they're going to move him a week and a half in advance.
Well, government moves
for
slow.
no reason. Other than he's going to be out of contact, and it'll be difficult to get in touch with them.
Okay, but they're not doing, refer back to what you told us they had originally intended that also was stopped about his movements that would have occurred over a month ago.
Yeah, they were going to move him a month ago, but thank God the right people got that stopped.
Diesel therapy is what we called it, right?
Yeah, ATF got that stopped.
Yeah,
I'm wondering.
got that stopped. Cekada got that stopped. This is a beautiful thing. Greg, go ahead, please.
I'm sorry. I'm wondering if they are moving him in anticipation of an early release, commutation of his sentence,
No.
because they're going to be moving him to an out processing facility.
No, they move. If you have a court hearing, they'll move you literally weeks in advance. It's stupid. He'll be moved west. I mean, literally, he's 3 hours away from. He could walk there in a couple of days. But no, this is par for the course. The minute say he gets some type of release request, he's out. I mean, he is out within an hour.
Are these like Con Air flights or something?
Yeah, it could be in a van. It could be an airplane. They move him to a processing facility. It's not done at all thinking that he's going to get released. It's the way they play that damn game.
So that's just the system, Greg.
Well, 30. What I'm going to say is in Texas, I know that for long timers, they move facilities every few years. And then for guys that are getting out, they move you about a month ahead of time before you're going to get released so that you can go through the out processing. And that typically means that you're just, you're turning in all your stuff, all your prison clothes and all that.
Release. If he gets a pardon, he'll be out in an hour because they cannot literally legally keep him.
Yeah, as far as out
There's no
processing, guys,
out-processing or anything like that.
we'll take this to the break. As far as out processing is concerned, you're released. Take these cuffs and these chains off me. Get off my blanking lawn. And I'm going to sue every one of you
15.
as I get in my car and leave instantaneously. There is no out processing. Send me the paperwork
10.
for signature. We'll be right back.
And free shipping. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah, welcome back to the show. Greg, what in the world is with that country music? What are we doing with that? What in the world has happened to us?
Oh, no, we're
quote
done
one
with that. We're not
Andy
having that
Hoosier?
on this show again today. What are we doing? I mean, what are we doing here?
Guys, I got to tell you, Greg took that to task. When you're going to be listening to the show on Monday, there's going to be some new rejoins coming in for Andy Hoosier. Do you want to give him a taste of the one? Give him a blast of the one with the, because Andy Hoosier's a heavy metal fanatic, and he was all over Greg yesterday about what's up with that. How come you're not playing any better music? Blah blah blah. Here we go.
Yeah, give me one.
Well, that's pretty scary too, isn't it? AI. I happen to
We
know
could
a
just
little
use
bit
that for your music beds on
Oh
your
my
bumpers
gosh.
that you're having issues
Good
with.
heavens. Anyway, guys, that was an NRA rejoiner, NRA.org. You hear them in the intros. And guys, the NRA is doing everything right now. Everything right. And this studio, myself personally, is working very, very closely with the top 3 brass members at National Rifle Association. Okay, that's Justin Davis. That's also Doug Hamlin. It's also John Comerford. We're in constant contact. And guys, we really need your help. We need a push. We're going to be pushing hardcore for the next 6 months. NRA.org/AAR. Please jump in there and join us. It is $35 for 1 year. That's all we're asking you to do. It's 1 year. And while we're on the NRA, if you can join the NRA, and I hope you do, because that's the monster in the room, ladies and gentlemen, we've got to have a powerful NRA, and they are coming back right now. If you can see to it to join another states' rights group, VCDL, AZCDL, and FloridaCarry.org. Any one of those 3 organizations. They are dirt cheap to join. $40 for AZCDL for a year, $25 for a year membership. Over at AZCDL, Connecticut Citizens Defense League is free. Just go there, sign up for free. And of course, FloridaCarry.org. We're going to be working very, very closely with Florida Carry over the course of the next 3 to 4 weeks. And people, I've already got some emails. What are we worried about in Arizona and Florida? See Virginia, okay? Believe me, it's a mess out there right now, and the anti-gunners have taken it to the state. Lee the Gunwriter Williams, welcome back in, brother. So, Lee, Greg and I were talking during the break a little bit about there are some other issues with the moving around. There's also a safety concern for him as well, because if other inmates get some kind of wind that he's going to be getting out, okay, that could be a very, very serious concern for him and his personal well-being. God forbid something happened, but it's prison after all. And, a lot of guys find out that he's got something going on that might get him out. It could cause a lot of problems. I'm glad they didn't do this a month ago with him. But I'm hopeful. I'm very, very hopeful here, Lee. I'm going to give you the final word on that, and then I'm sure we'll catch up with you next week, because this seems to be evolving almost by the day.
Well, yeah. The big thing about the move is if he goes to another facility, he's put in the hole where everybody else is taken for disciplinary reasons. And that sucks. No phone, nothing. He's thrown in the hole. He could spend a couple days there at each one.
He's in the holding cell, not in the hole.
He did nothing wrong. I just got to tell you, I'm less than pleased at how they're doing this. And I pray that he'll be released soon. I got to read what he wrote. He sent me a couple of graphs as a thank you to the 6 lawmakers. And he said, I also want to thank the countless supporters, veterans, Second Amendment advocates, journalists, and other ordinary Americans who refuse to let my case be forgotten. And then he said, from someone sitting in a prison cell, it's easy to feel forgotten. This letter reminds me that there are still people willing to stand up when they believe something deserves a second look. I am truly humbled by that support.
It's easy to...
And he went on. I mean...
Lee, it's easy to feel forgotten when you sit in a studio by yourself all day. I can't even imagine what a federal prison would be like. I got to say this. If somebody were to chuck me in a federal penitentiary, I'd almost want to be left alone. I don't want to be around any of those losers, man. That's not something I'm cut out for. God bless this kid for what he's been through. And I know my family prays for his safety and his release every single day, and I certainly hope you do as well, ladies and gentlemen. But clearly, Lee the Gunwriter Williams is at the helm of this ship, and we're getting the information because you are, in fact, in contact not only with him himself, but also with his family members as well. And I know that they listen, and I want them to know that they have the support of Armed American Radio and all of our listeners. I've seen a lot of the quotes and the comments and such from our listeners who have just been absolutely blown away by what has happened here. And hopefully this nightmare comes to an end for him soon. I feel very, very hopeful about that. To the Adamiak family, I really, truly do. I don't say that lightly. I see this train has left the station. All right, Lee, I'm going to move on to James Talarico. Are you familiar with what that clown idiot had to say down in Texas yesterday?
Yeah.
I don't have the
Yes.
clip. I don't have the clip, and I wish I did. Guys, if you get an opportunity, maybe you can go listen on 90. I was on 97.1 FM this morning, the Mark Cox in the Morning Show, one of the largest drive time morning programs in the Midwest. And I had more fun with them about this morning, Lee, because he did actually play his clip. So let me set this up for you. Talarico, Greg, you're in Texas. Tell us a little bit about Talarico. And he's a Democrat, of course. How is he being received in the state before I go into this? Let's set this up the right way. Let's play theater of the mind here, which radio is.
Well, Talarico is a former state congressman, and he is, obviously running for a larger statewide office. To be honest with you, I don't think many people care about him. We don't really have a flavor for Democrats in this state. I haven't seen many signs except for in the city of Austin for Talarico's support. So I think there's much ado about nothing for this guy in the media than there will be at the voting booth, unless we have some kind of a California situation of our election system where they think we're going to count for a month where we're not. Then it's most likely going to be Ken Paxton will be our next senator from the state. And Talarico will scurry off and hold hands with Beto O'Rourke, and they can make out and do all they want to on their own.
Perfect segue. And I would love, Greg, if there's any way during the break, if we could find the clip of what Cruz had to say about him.
I'm looking.
And I won't comment on that. I'll wait until we come back because I have a feeling Greg is going to be able to find that clip. But Senator Ted Cruz just, called him out for what he is, Lee. So having gotten that out, this guy is running for U.S. Senate in Texas right now, and he was asked about Second Amendment support because it's Texas, ladies and gentlemen. Texans support their right to bear arms. Here's what he had to say. He said, I'm a believer in the Second Amendment. I don't pick and choose between the Bill of Rights. I believe in the Second Amendment just as much as I believe in the First. That's what he said. He said, we've got to make sure that we've got safe storage laws and background checks so that we're keeping everybody safe. And he went on to say, we're getting ready to take a break. I'm getting hit by this, which might not be a bad thing because I might hopefully be able to find you the clip. But he went on to state his conviction, ladies and gentlemen, that you need to get a permit to exercise the First Amendment, right to assemble. Then he outlined gun controls that he described as common sense. And he went on to quote our illustrious his wife is now saying has gotten much slower. Imagine that, Joe Biden.
Funny.
That no amendment to the Constitution is absolute. When he hemmed and hawed and he couldn't get it all out, he resorted back in panic to what Joe Biden said. How'd that age? It didn't. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I guess I got my rejoin screwed up the last go-around. We have Patriot Mobile rejoin now. I mentioned the NRA. It was Blackout Coffee, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll get that scrolling across the screens for you and just let you know that, Greg, I'm going to ask you now, how many cups of Blackout Coffee did I have to start my day today? Knowing I was up at 5:30 and working at 5:30, how many cups?
Yeah, I'm going to say you're at least 3.5.
I was 3 cups in. So that seems to have been the norm as of late, is 3 cups. Not immediately, but, over the course of the morning. Right?
Several hours, yeah. You get started at 5, you've got your first cup, and then you go back for a refill. And
made a cup of Blackout, came out to the studio, walked back to the house. My commute is within walking distance to my home, which is nice. So I just
fortunately, you're on the back 40 of the ranch where the studio's at.
The back 40 of the ranch, that's what it is, because I have a ranch, right? I have a ranch.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, blackoutcoffee.com.
You have a ranch?
He's not quite as grandiose as I am.
I'm not quite as grandiose as you.
No, he's not.
Up on John Lott. Up on the screen, guys, you can see a QR code. That is blackoutcoffee.com. Blackoutcoffee.com. Get you some, man. It's really good. We start our day with it here every single day. And, of course, join the National Rifle Association and Patriot Mobile, patriotmobile.com, patriotmobile.com. I am holding a Patriot Mobile phone in my hand, activated. You can do the same thing. Patriot Mobile is somewhere, of course, they're in Texas, but they're somewhere fighting for your rights across the country every single day. That staff never stays. The management staff is out there fighting every single day somewhere across the country. It's remarkable. And 80% of their employees and 100% are encouraged to carry at work. 80% do. It's a very safe office. So if you ever, driving by the Patriot offices, stop by and say hi and get you a Patriot Mobile activated phone, patriotmobile.com/AAR. Let's go back to Lee, the gunwriter Williams. Lee, jump back in here with me. Always a pleasure, man. And, I got to go this Talarico thing. As I mentioned, I was on 97.1 FM this morning with Mark Cox and Kim St. Ange. I just love them. We're such great friends. I've known them for so long. And I thought they were both going to fall out of their chair when I said what I'm going to say to you, too, because I think they didn't quite hear it right. And then when it caught them, there was a delay, and then they started to laugh. Because what he did, and we can't find that clip, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not. 97.1 had it, but we can't find it on the fly for you. So I just told you what he said. He quoted Biden. He was hemming and hawing. If you were listening to him, he didn't know how to answer the question about the Second Amendment, Lee. He kind of hemmed and hawed a little bit, and you could tell by listening to him that, okay, where am I going to go? And his brain just brain delayed like a Biden quote. And he said, no amendment to the Constitution is absolute. So after they played the clip of him actually saying that and hemming and hawing, I said, okay, so let's do this. No amendment to the Constitution is absolute. Remember, Biden said that. Well, now you have Talarico saying it as well. Let's just pick the 13th Amendment. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know your history, 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified on December 6, 1865, officially abolishing slavery and involuntary servitude across the country. But apparently, to Biden and his little minions, that's not absolute. So let me read you the text of the 13th Amendment. And then I'm going to rewrite it because it's not absolute. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. That's the 13th Amendment. According to Talarico and Biden, Lee, that's not absolute. So, I guess it can be rewritten as follows. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction, unless you're Mexican. Right? Now, obviously, that's absurd. But again, if it's not absolute, we could do the same thing to every single amendment. Now, A.W.R. Hawkins points out masterfully in his story about this. Talarico's campaign website also makes clear that another gun control he plans to pursue is raising the minimum age purchase for AR-15s and other wildly popular semi-automatic rifles. And he says that he reminds us that he says, I'm a believer in the Second Amendment. I don't pick and choose between the Bill of Rights. I believe in the Second Amendment just as much as I believe in the First. He's stating his conviction that you need to get a permit to exercise the First Amendment right to assemble. But as AWR points out, there is no requirement for a permit in the First Amendment. If you and I want to take a sign that says James Talarico is a whatever we want to put on it and stand at the corner of Market and Broad, we don't need a permit to do that, to peaceably assemble. It's that simple. The guy gets up in the morning, puts a red giant clown nose on his face and big giant floppy shoes, and just goes out there and says this stupidity and these moronic comments because he's been inside a media bubble for so long. He thinks people are going to buy it, and he doesn't just, that's how stupid these people are, Lee. Take it away.
Well, let's look at the Third Amendment. So if the amendments are now invalid, I can come home and my house will be full of British troops?
Yeah. Or you can go home tonight,
Amendment.
and you can go home tonight. Oh, 19th Amendment, we go there. Greg's always harping on that. Look, we could go home tonight. Local sheriff's department wants to show up and invite themselves into your home to look through your things. They don't need your permission to do it. Yeah. Because the Fourth Amendment is an absolute. And you do have a right, a Fifth Amendment right, to shut your trap unless they tell you, well, you can't now. You could yesterday.
Well,
this is absurdity.
Isn't this the isn't this the same guy that said there are 6 genders? I believe that when babies are born, he said something about there being 6 genders. Isn't this the guy who was a vegetarian and who now eats ribs because he's trying to win an office position in Texas?
Yes.
And every time he takes a bite, he looks like he's chewing on something horrible.
Yeah, well, that also came up on the interview this morning, and I said, again, let's just put this in perspective about how stupid and tone deaf this moron is. He's going after the oil and gas industry, wants to bankrupt it.
Yeah.
And the cattle industry. Now, he's in Texas, okay, where the cattle industry and oil and gas is a lifeblood, all right?
You got it would not exist without it.
They think these things that they see coming out of California on mainstream media somehow are resonating with the rest of America. That's how tone deaf and stupid these people are. Now, I'd like to see this guy get trounced, absolutely trounced. Here's what Senator Cruz had to say about it, and that was played this morning also. Greg, go ahead and run that clip. This is Cruz on Talarico's stupid comments. Go ahead.
One sec.
I got to say, if you were making a list of 1,000 adjectives to describe this guy, masculine would not be one of them. I mean, this guy, if a stiff breeze came by, it would blow him over like a feather. I got to say.
All right. Maybe, I don't know, Greg, does he show up on TV in Texas wearing boots and Wranglers and a hat to try to, with the tag still on him or something?
It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest with you. I don't look at anything that has Talarico on it. I already know I'm not voting for the guy, and I think a lot of Texans feel the same way because contrary to popular belief, we're not stupid down here, and we know that Jasmine Crockett was not endorsed by the DNC and was not funded by the DNC because they know that she was incredibly unpopular because she's just a dimwit. And so they wanted to go with the clean-looking white guy that they could put in a suit and march him out there and then kind of toe the line on his stances and hope that gets him into the office. But we're not stupid down here.
Well, I have this gut feeling, Lee, the Gunwriter Williams. We're getting ready to take a break, Lee. I'll take us to the break with this. When you come back, I want you to let this out because I can see you just chomping at the bit. But I got to paint the theater. Can you see him in Beto sitting at a Texas Roadhouse ordering the tofu? I mean, come on. Oh, and could I?
They're at the smoothie bar. They're not in Texas Roadhouse. There's too much red meat in there.
Good heavens. Here, a stiff breeze blows and knocks this guy over. I mean, somebody go pick him up. There's nothing Texan about that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he drinks Lone Star beer. I don't know. Maybe he's never read that. I don't know. I don't get it. But guys, it's evidence. All I can tell you is I hope to goodness gracious, being polite here, that the Democrat Party as a whole is thinking this way collectively. And it appears they might be.
Tim?
It appears they might be. Lee, when we come back, I'm turning the mic over to you. We'll be right back with Lee Williams. Yeah, welcome back, guys. I got a funny story for you, too, that I was just telling Greg. But before I do that, attorneysonretainer.us, attorneysonretainer.us, attorneysonretainer.us/AAR puts lawyers in your pocket if you carry a firearm for self-defense. And these are not civil litigators. These are not your estate planners. None of that. They are self-defense attorneys, the largest pure self-defense law firm in the country. Attorneys for Freedom, the attorneysonretainer.us/AAR. Guys, the $50 off from $25 off goes to $50 through July. Take advantage of this, please. Who knows if it's going to come back? I don't know. They started it during the convention at NRA, and they're carrying it through July for us. So on July 30th, it goes bye-bye, $50 off, and it's only $37 a month. Attorneysonretainer.us. And I also want to, because I do this when I'm on camera, I want to go ahead and put this up. This is the Cove Pure water system. As it sits, that is literally my kitchen counter right there. And if you go to the covepure.com/AAR website, covepure.com, COVEPURE.com, the #1 filtration system, water filtration system in America, as recommended too by Armed American Radio. It's got my mug up there. And as the three things I like to focus on with this, and I saw a number of you have purchased these, and this is a great deal because it's $250 off only at our site. If you go to their main site, it's $50 off. Okay, these units are $399 now, usually $650. It's reverse osmosis purity filtration technology. It eliminates 99% of contaminants, including the heavy metals, the forever chemicals we were talking about, microplastics, arsenic, and lead. Hot or cold, instantaneously. You don't have to wait for it. You hit cool, and your ounce of glass, put it down, push the little water drop button, and bam, you've got cold water. You don't need ice cubes with it. And if you like pure ice, clear ice, that's what it makes when you freeze it. If you like block ice or something like that in an adult beverage, it's fantastic. So someone told me, it hot or cold instantly, and it gives you that pure ice because it is so clean and pure. And there's no installation required at all. My wife took it out of the box and plugged it in, filled it with water, had to figure out the directions on, how to set the thing up as far as that, but it only took a minute to do. If you're looking at your screens, you can see that I have the directions there because I'm the one that needs those. But it is covepure.com/AAR. This deal is only running through this month, so you have 3 more weeks to go to get that $250 off. Take advantage of it. It's fantastic. covepure.com/AAR. You can also find budsgunshop.com, and the organizations that we're asking you to join, AZCDL, VCDL, Florida Carry, CCDL, National Rifle Association. They're all there for you. And POGauctions.com. They have got some really cool stuff going up on those auction sites. They've got a couple of state sales, so if you want to get some really good deals from General Todd and the crew over at AZ Firearms that runs POG Auctions, you help support Walk the Talk America as well by doing so. So take advantage of all these great deals we have for you, ladies and gentlemen. They're all fantastic, every single one of them. And don't forget mypillow.com for everything you need. Cool pillows, everything are all there for you. Just use that tag, AAR, at the end of the website. Lee the Gunwriter Williams, welcome back. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to you because you were chomping at the bit there. Go for it.
I just want to say I don't see this cat getting more than a few thousand votes, and mostly from Austin area, maybe from a couple other cities with some big left-wing colleges. But yeah, he is not going to do well at all in Texas unless he comes out and tells us which one of the 6 genders he is.
Yeah, right. Again, we were laughing during the break. I just picture him and 5 guys going out to the Texas Roadhouse for a cold beer after work on a Friday. Yeah, I'll have a Lone Star. 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 Oh, and Mr. Talarico, do you have any sparkling water? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just don't see him drinking Lone Star beer. Greg, did you want to comment on that?
No.
No, I'm good.
You're good, Greg? You're done with him too?
Absolutely. Like we're can it be November already and we can just get him out of our life?
Yeah, let's do that. November's going to be here in a blink of an eye, guys. Now, talking about the whole gender thing, that reminded me of a piece that I pulled up the other day, and I never did get around to it. Just the lunacy, ladies and gentlemen, in your face. There is a bill that is either going to or has already landed on Hochul's desk in New York, Lee, replacing the terms, mother and father. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
Yeah, replacing the terms officially in New York, and she will sign the bill. Mother becomes gestating parent, father becomes non-gestating parent, and paternity becomes parentage. It passed in the state Senate last week after moving through the Assembly in March. These people have lost their ever-loving brain cells, whatever they've had. And these are the people that are coming after your firearms and trying to classify the guns that you own lawfully, constitutionally protected as whatever they want to call them. If they can call mother and father whatever, think of what they can do with your guns. You don't have to think too hard because all you've got to do is look at any place these lunatics are in control, Lee. These are very dangerous people, bro.
They are. I'm so glad that I'm in Florida because, one, we've got DeSantis in charge, and he would kill any attempt like that and probably move the originator out of the state as a result. But two, this is Florida. This is a red state. This is the beauty of a red state. We don't have to put up with crap like that, and thank God for it.
You know, they never stop. You know, Ryan Petty was absolutely correct when he said they just never stop. Now, of course, we spend most of our time focusing on gun rights, but it doesn't matter whatever the cause celeb is for that day. These people have just lost their minds. And Alan Gottlieb has I mean, no more prophetic words have ever been spoken. Alan mentioned a number of times on the program that their creativity knows no bounds.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You know, look what's going on up in Minnesota, for example. Okay, Waltz up there. We all know what happened with the fraud. They were afraid to call the Somali scumbags and illegals and criminals what they are out of fear of being called racists in our own country. Forget the fact that they're stealing billions.
That, and I think you're going to see Waltz and the AG up there are going to be found guilty of taking some money too. It has to. Yeah, I get that they did a lot of this for political reasons.
You're more optimistic than
but
I
am. I honestly think there's going to be some cash. I really do.
There probably was, but you know what we're going to find? There's going to be a hearing, and there'll be a dog and pony show, and then we won't ever hear anything about it again. We've seen this movie countless times. Lee, where can people find everything Lee the Gunwriter Williams?
They can go to thegunwriter.substack.com. They can go to Armed American
60.
But we hope they go to SAF.org. SAF is in Second Amendment Foundation.org.
That'll work. Lee the Gunwriter Williams, thank you, brother. We appreciate everything that you do, and you know we love you like a brother, man. Thanks for being here every single Tuesday. Great to have you on the program, and Godspeed for the work that you're doing with Tate Adamiak and to his entire family, who I'm pretty sure is probably listening. We love you guys. We support you. We're praying for you, and I sense good things coming down the pike. Lee, thank you for everything that you've done there, too. That's been a single-handed deal. You brought that to the nation's attention. Thank you. That's Lee Williams, everybody, the Gunwriter down in Florida. Guys, we're going to get up and do it again tomorrow because they don't want us to. That's why we do it. Please visit Armed American Radio at YouTube. Subscribe, like, ring the bell for notifications. We've got a couple great videos coming for you out here very soon, later tonight or tomorrow. Enjoy your day. Stay safe. We'll see you on the radio. Okay, guys, so this guitar behind me is an Epiphone. I got to tell you, I got something fun for you tomorrow because I did pick up another guitar, a Gibson, and I picked it up on a trade, even swap. And I'm going to show it off tomorrow just because it's way fun. I got to get it set up for me. It's got 1046 strings on it. I'm going to get the 942s on it and make sure that the action and everything is set up the way my guy knows that I like to play my guitar. So I'll run that over there tomorrow. But it is a satin TV, well, they call it a TV yellow. It's a natural wood finish. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's got the dual P90 pickups on it. Oh, anybody that plays knows what I'm talking about. Can't wait to plug it into the Marshall in, I don't know, maybe about 60 seconds from now. Guys, we're going to get up and do it again tomorrow. Please visit us if you're watching us on YouTube right now. Thank you. Please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, okay? We need you to do that. It doesn't hurt. Just click it and click the little bell, get the notifications, and please, if you watch the videos, comment on them. That helps us with the algorithm, and we need your assistance there. So I'm asking you for your help. If you enjoy listening to the program all these 18 years, help us out on that side too, since they've opened up for us. And we do thank them for that, by the way, very much so. At youtube.com, @Armed American Radio. That'll take you right there. Guys, enjoy your day. Stay safe. We'll see you on the radio tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.